Ben Simmons has caused massive damage to his reputation. Can it be salvaged? If Ben Simmons' reputation was in the toilet after Philadelphia's playoff exit last year, it made its way into the septic tank when he refused to turn up to preseason training, and now it is somewhere in a sewage treatment facility. The good news is those places have some enzymes that can work wonders. The bad news is they're still full of poop. So, now that Simmons has been moved to Brooklyn to link up with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving and Boomers great Patty Mills, what lies ahead for the Australian star? Why was he so hard to trade? Like one of year's $120 plain white t-shirts, it is simply too much money to spend on a product that isn't necessarily worth it. That is not to say the thread count on those bad boys isn't great. I am sure they're very comfortable, but at the end of the day, in a capitalist society, you have to expect a decent return on investment to fork out your hard-earned. Simmons is just too expensive. Read more. The 2021/22 season is the second of a 5-year contract for Simmons that is worth something in the ballpark of $245 million. Now, Simmons is a good player, great in some areas, but his deficiencies: can't he shoot from any sort of distance, not very aggressive, not showing marked signs of improvement as he hits his mid-20s, are well known and eminently exploitable. And a contract of that size is reserved for superstars of the game. MVP-level players who can carry a team to the last few games of the playoffs. Think LeBron James, Steph Curry, Durant, Damian Lillard or, indeed, James Harden. Basically, even the teams that might have wanted Simmons struggled to afford him, but most were turned off anyway. Still, what better place than Brooklyn to find someone willing to pay overs for a t-shirt? The Nets had Harden on the books on similarly massive money, and while the 2018 MVP has infinitely more credentials to back up that price tag, he had made it clear that he too wanted a sea change. How did we get here? This is a result of, among other things, Philadelphia trying to do the right thing by showing faith and investing in Simmons before they had to. He missed his entire rookie season, but before he had finished his sophomore year, the team handed him that massive 5-year deal. While it is not his fault that the team offered him that money and he did nothing wrong by accepting it, that should have told him, "You're our guy. You and Joel Embiid are the future of this franchise." It is the sort of encouraging move that NBA franchises are told to do more often. And Simmons did some things during his time in Philly, including winning Rookie of the Year, making 3 All-Star teams, an All-NBA team, 2 All-Defense teams, and leading the league in steals. Again, he is a very good player. But a few years later, that monster contract made him next to impossible to trade and was also how he could afford a $300,000 fine every time he missed a game. Why was Ben so mad at Philly? Because of what can only be deemed light criticism from his team in the wake of a playoff capitulation last year. Simmons averaged 10.7 points, 7.8 assists and 6 rebounds per game as the 76ers were eliminated by Atlanta in the second round of the 2021 postseason, but the nadir came in Game 7, when he passed up an open dunk with his team down too late in the fourth quarter. After the game, Embiid described that as the turning point, and when coach Doc Rivers was asked if Simmons could be the starting point guard on a championship team, he said, "I don't know the answer to that right now." Simmons was reportedly unhappy with what he perceived as being thrown under the bus by his colleagues and requested a trade in the offseason, initially refusing to turn up for preseason training, and then giving next to no effort at the session or two that he did attend. Since then, he has not suited up for the team, copping millions of dollars worth of fines along the way. Simmons needs to look to the man to whom he has so often been compared for any hope of rebuilding his reputation. LeBron James wasn't always as beloved as he is now. After the decision, an ill-advised TV special he used to announce he was leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2010, pretty much everyone hated him. Even the most ardent Miami Heat fans would probably admit it was a dick move to tell your hometown team you were shipping out via national TV rather than giving them the courtesy of letting them know in person. While in Miami, LeBron leaned into his villain persona, right down to sharper facial hair and meaner facial expressions. He even had a disastrous playoff series, the 2011 Finals, like Simmons. But 2 Heat championships later, his return to Cleveland and all the charity work and NBA title it wrought completely rehabbed his image. The fans that once burned his jerseys and made it dangerous for him to play away games they were once again enamored with him, and when he left again for LA he